Good morning, good morning. This is Worth Beeman, and this is once again straight to the point. The topic this morning is a delicate one, and not everybody's gonna like it. So let's dive right into it. The Bible says, "Train up a child in the way they should go, and when they are old, they shall not depart." I would like to take for a moment that word train, because most people think of it as like training your dog or something like that. No, that's not it. It means to teach your child what it is now while they're young, of the things that it's going to take when they get older, how to conduct themselves, you know what I'm saying, how to build relationships, so on and so forth. um in this day and age, we have given our children too much autonomy. We've given them too much rope to hang themselves with. Children should not, I reiterate, children should not be making life decisions, life altering decisions as a child. Things that they make decisions on now are going to affect them well down the line, especially those life altering ones. Now, I'm not saying a child shouldn't be able to decide certain things. No, that's not what I'm saying at all, because that's why we train or teach our children to be able to make decisions. We give them pros and cons. We talk to them. We sit and we give them an overhaul of, if you make this decision, this is what the outcome will be. If you make this decision, this is what the outcome will be. So you're going to have to make the best decision for yourself down the line. Case in point, you give your child a $20 bill. This child at 8 years old wants to go to the store and buy the whole store with 20 bucks. You let that child spend out for whatever. This child gets one toy that costs 17.50 plus tax. So there goes the whole 20. This kid sees something else that they want, but guess what? You're out of money. You can't do anything else. You're done. Now, you as the parent have to be strategic in saying, this is what I was telling you. You made a choice. Now you have to live with your choice. This is the choice you made. But see, buying a toy, that's something that's going to come and go. A child's mind is all over the place. So a decision that they make now, they'll regret later. Or if they don't make, you get what I'm saying. If you allow your child to make an adult life altering decision now, you don't know how that's going to affect them 10 years from now. While you're saying, oh, my child may be depressed or saddened because society doesn't want, and I don't want the LGBT community to come, crashing in my door, but this is definitely a thing to where, no, a child should not make a decision to change their gender, because it's not something they can decide at this point. Take this. When you're 18, you do some stupid stuff. You do some real dumb stuff that by the time you're 28, you wish you had never done. So how do you think a 10-year-old may feel when they're 20 or when they become 18? You know what I'm saying? And the decisions that you've allowed this child to make, they've changed their mind about. How do you live with yourself knowing that what they felt as a kid, as far as childly depression or anxiety, how do you know that is not going to be intensified by the time they hit 18, because now you've allowed them to make changes to their physical. But now that they're older and wiser, they don't want this, but it's too late because you've allowed it. See, we need to come to the understanding that a child's mind is exactly that, a child's mind. I'm not saying there aren't mature children, but as parents, we should sit down with our kids. Sit down with them. All right, this is what you want to do. Well, let me give you the pros and cons, but let me also reiterate one thing. And this is what you reiterate to your child. This is what I reiterate to mine. This is my house. Point blank and period. This is my house. There's no sugarcoating it. There's no getting around it. Once you move out of my house, you're free to do whatever you want. But as long as you stay within the parameters of my home, I'm going to love you. I'm going to feed you. If you feel a certain way about your gender or your sex, or your okay, I get it. I get it. We're human. I'm going to still love you, even though I might not be for that. So we can continue to talk on this subject. I can continue to give you my point of view. You can give me your point of view. And we can keep a stimulus going to let you know that there is no hatred towards you. It's not because you decided you want to be gay or transsexual that I'm going to immediately dismiss you as my child. No, I'm going to continue to love you, but within my home, this is not the scope. Once you become an adult, you can do whatever you want to do. But us as parents have to show our children the love. If you're not training your child in the way they should go or teaching them, then they're not going to listen to you regardless of what you do. You have to start early when it comes to training your children, teaching your children. My dad always said you have to bend the steel while it's still hot. And if you know anything about bending steel, they put it in molten rock. They put it in the fire, and it's hot. And as long as it's hot, you can mold it, you can bend it, you can shape it to the way it should be. But once it hardens, you got a world of trouble on your hands. That's why we teach our children from a young age and don't just let them go off the rails. My kid can do whatever they want to do. Yeah, well, no. You have to teach that child something. And if you don't teach that child something, guess what? Somebody else out there is. They're willing, ready, and able to teach your child everything that goes against what you believe. They're willing to teach your child everything that goes against your principles. Is it okay with you that your child curses you out? Probably not. And if you are a parent that allows that, then maybe you need to take a look at your upbringing. I'm just saying. Because a child should respect their parent. And if the parent doesn't agree with the child, that's okay, because the child doesn't always agree with the parent. But there has to be that respect. There has to be that understanding that whether the fact that I love you doesn't change the fact that you're not going to do what you want to do within my home. So we need to teach our kids and stop giving them the free range to just do whatever. Because all you're doing right now between the ages of, let's be honest nowadays, 3 and 18, and maybe even 2, giving your child that free range to just do whatever the heck they want to do without fear of repercussions, without understanding that there's a consequence to your actions, you're only setting them up for failure. Yo, this is Worth Beaming. Straight to the point. I know ain't all of y'all won't like it, but you know what? God bless and be easy. Why?